Hey y'all, this is your K-pop auntie Carly, and I had a 3-hour long reaction to the entire album, and it got partially blocked. And by partially blocked, it means almost everywhere everyone watches. So, I don't know if it's because of the sheer quantity of copyright claimed content, but what I'm going to do is I am chopping it up into smaller videos of each and every song. If you want to watch the unedited, well, it's all going to be unedited. If you want to watch the unclipped version where I don't clip things apart, go down into that. In my description, I have the free link to my Patreon account. As in, there's a bunch of videos up on that Patreon link where you do not have to become a member to watch. I am, as of the recording of this little intro, downloading it right now. It's gonna take a while for a 3-hour video to download, but hopefully by the time you see this, it'll be there. And if you want to watch the unedited, the unchopped up version, it's right there in the Patreon free page. Otherwise, I'm going to tack this little thing here on the front of all of my chopped up versions of the video. So it will be my unedited thoughts. I just apparently have to chop it up because YouTube doesn't like that much copyrighted material in one place. All right, this is cutting to me in past self, completely unaware of this issue. Done with my coffee. Too much coffee. Too much coffee. Okay. Jazz. Jazz. Old school jazz. Let's get a little Duke Ellington in there, man. Come on. Or not. It's a little bit old school hip hop, dude. That is bringing me back to the early days of rap. Okay. Okay. Got the jazz in the back. Yeah, this is early hip hop rap. This is like 90s, dude. This is my era. Okay, yeah, this. Definitely early rap. All these sounds, like, if you're an older stay, you recognize, like, what's going on here with the music in the back. Feeling so fly, this my lifestyle, this my lifestyle. Hey. Breathe in, work it, move in, sit down and listen for once. 우린 going, 우리 말은 후회 내리는 빗물 바꿔놓지 세상의 기준 너도 모르게 흠뻑 젖지 탁한 공기 대신 맑은 공기 섭취 This is old school. This is our flow, just step off the show. We're just putting a big smile on my face because Ooh. I'm probably enjoying this more than I should because it seriously reminds me of my childhood. Like, this is the rap that I used to listen to before it got all polluted with drugs and hoes and spending money on bling.
Feeling so fly, feeling so fly, feeling so fly. This my lifestyle, this my lifestyle. Hey. Breathing, working, moving, sit down and listen for once.
Little record scratching, old school DJing.
This is our flow, just step off the show. This is our flow, just step off the show.
Okay. I don't know if, like, putting that early jazz sound in there is kind of them giving it a little tip of the hat of, yeah, we're going back. We are going back. Because, like, that's not just jazz. That is, like, a big band jazz type of feel. That's early. That's like early from the progression of big band into jazz. So yeah, I almost feel like they are nodding the cap of saying, yeah, we're going back. This is the early days of music. This is the early days of rap, when things started to change. Lyrics. Okay, here we go. We are giving Zaddy a chance again. See if I need to check stuff out. But yeah, that is definitely an early sound. Like, jazz kind of has evolved into modern jazz and everything, but that is the early jazz. And then they kind of transition into this early sound of hip-hop and rap. I think that might be intentional. Because that fades off, the early jazz fades off, and they go, transition to early rap. Rain falling on my face and washing off that sweat. This sounds a little loud for this one. Rain falling on my face and washing off that sweat off. I might have to change you. I'm sorry, Zaddy. Yep, rain falling on the face, washing off the sweat, making me cleaner. Actually, that is all English. I'm sorry, Zaddy. My brain is malfunctioning. That's all English. Yeah, that is repeated. Washing off that sweat off. I wonder why that's repeated. Washing off that sweat off. Just, it's off. Making me cleaner. So making me cleaner than the dirt on my high top. Making me cleaner than the dirt on my high top. Than the dirt on my high top. Is that... Are they, like, really going that far back into early rap and hip-hop? Because... High top, dude. You have to know early rap to know what a high top is. RM had a high top at one point. That is a hairstyle that was very period specific and particularly hip hop and rap. The guys having this big old, like, boom. That's a high top. So making me cleaner than the dirt on my high top. It's like... Fine. I'm gonna go back and read them just because I know not everyone is I know that not everybody listening is a native English speaker and they might not be getting it. I suffer from the words you throw at me, but it makes me tougher. Is that the way he's actually saying it? Yeah, that is what he's actually saying. Okay. He's skips the word it. I suffer from the words you throw at me, but it makes me tougher. Yeah, it says the sticks and stones can't break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I suffer. I'm suffering from the words that you're throwing at me, but it's okay. It's making me tougher. So it sounds like he's recognizing the hate. He's recognizing the hate out there, and it's not like it. I mean, some of their lyrics say kind of have this "I don't care" thing going. Like, I don't care, whatever. You guys suck. The haters suck, and we're just gonna keep going anyway. And this is them admitting the reality of, yeah, those words do sink in. It's not like they're thrown into a void. Those words, that hate, it does make them suffer, but at the same time, it makes them tougher. Which is a good and a bad thing. So, yeah. Energetic youngster like me loves playing in muddy water. Yeah, I remember running around I don't remember actually. I've the stories of running around in the backyard. We had as a child, we had flower. There weren't any flowers in them at the time, or my mom would have killed us. But when it was raining and it was really high water table, the place I lived at as a small child, and it would flood, and we would just run around in this mud because you're a kid and you like the mud squishing between your toes. Looking back at what you said behind my back doesn't matter because I'm a winner. Okay, more of that hate coming at us. Hey, the hate, I get it, like it affects me, but it doesn't matter because I know I'm the winner. Looking back at what you said behind my back doesn't matter because I'm a winner, strong believer, 24/7 with the members scoring goals like. Yep, strong believer, 24/7 with the members, scoring goals like a team player. So he's with his team, he's 24/7. They're all scoring goals 24/7. They're all team players, strong believers in themselves. Nice. Execute the shadows all around me. Call me Demon Slayer. And I don't know if that's a reference like throwing shade. People throwing shade, throwing hate, throwing shade at you, and I execute the shadows all around me. That's just what it immediately makes me think of, because he was just talking about all the haters throwing shade and saying, hey, I execute the shadows all around me. I execute the shade. I'm a Demon Slayer. I'm killing all of that hateful stuff, all of that evil, Right choice, whatever it is. Ooh, that was fast. That was deceptively fast. Right choice, whatever it is, it's the time that I like new things. Right choice, whatever it is. Now that we're getting into the translation, right choice, whatever it is. It's the time that I like new things. I'll see if the translations are rough going forward, but it's looking like he's saying there, because translations are hard, and you knew that this was going to happen with a few hours outside of the release of the track. Right choice. So he's making the right choice, whatever it is, whatever the situation is, making the right choice. It's the time that I like new things. I'm guessing like it's the time in his life that he likes new things. He hasn't gotten set into a course yet. Like when you're older, you tend to go to the same restaurants and you order the same thing off of the same menu and you go on the same day so that you can get the same special. It's like he's in the time that he likes new things, so it's always the right choice. No matter if it's a new choice, it's the right choice. Don't have to wear dull sneakers. Double knot if you tie it tight and walk confidently. I am going to check out another one real quick just to see if there's a less literal translation. Yep, new video. I'm going with the less literal translation one. Okay, so we have a little bit more liberality going on in the translation. The right choice. When you like new things, you don't have to wear dull sneakers. So it's connecting the two lines in a more united way than before. So yeah, when you like new things, you don't have to wear dull sneakers. It's like kind of that same thought process as I had on the previous translation, when you like the same old thing, when you like going to the same restaurant with the same menu and the same special on the same day, same kind of thing. If you like that one pair of shoes, you like that one pair of shoes, they're comfy, they fit well, they're molded around your foot, but they're all worn out. So he's saying, hey, if you like trying new things on the menu, if you like getting new shoes, whatever, you like new things, you don't have to wear those old broken down sneakers. Okay. Double knot. If you tie it tightly and walk proudly, I end up standing behind the things in front of me. Oh, translations. Okay. Double knot. Obvious, the song, double knot. If you tie that double knot tightly and walk proudly, walk upright, walk with your shoulders back, I end up standing behind the things in front of me. And I kind of get what he's going at there. I end up standing behind the things in front of me. So you're walking towards something, and it's a play on words. When you stand behind something, you support it. You are supporting the thing that you are approaching. Does that make sense? You're standing behind it. You are supporting it, and it is in front of you. It's your goal. It is the thing that you are striving towards. So you are supporting like these things that you are striving for, that you are stand for. You're supporting the things you stand for. So, I'm trying. Even when you blame someone, pretend it doesn't hurt you. I don't show it all. I don't really childish things. Yeah, it was translating fine for a second there, but then even when you blame someone, pretend it doesn't hurt you. I don't show it all. I'm guessing I don't do really childish things. This is the hard thing about reacting to stuff early. Let me see what the other one says. This is where the trouble with translations come in, because double knot, if you tie it tightly and walk confidently, things that used to be in front of me are now behind me. And I could totally it depends on how you translate that, really. Like, do you translate it that things that used to be in front of me are now behind me? Like, I'm walking, that kind of theme that they had of they're walking a long, long ways. So that you have things that are in front of you are now behind you because you've been walking for a long time. Or is he saying that, I'm able to stand up, like, I'm able to stand behind the things that are in front of me. Like, it depends on your translation. So help me out there with the translation. And if it can be taken both ways, or if it really does genuinely have more of one meaning behind it. And then of resenting someone, pretending that it doesn't hurt inside. I never show it. I don't like to be childish. And that's, where they're talking about the hate. They're talking about, which it does make a little bit more sense than possibly for things to be in your past. Things that used to be in front of me are now behind me. So it does make a little bit of sense for it to be translated that way. And then, like the hate, the shade being thrown, resenting someone, pretending that it doesn't hurt inside. A little bit of that recognizing again of there's that bravado, the bravado lyrics of, throw all those sticks and stones. It doesn't hurt. We're fine. We're above it all. It kind of hurts, they resent people. They're pretending that it doesn't hurt inside. I never show it. Like, I don't show it. I don't like to be childish. I don't like to show that the things that you say are hurting. Resenting you, pretending that it... Did you just repeat that? Yeah, you repeated that. Mud that's splashed all over. Just look to the front and run. Yeah, that's You know, when people are running beside you or around you, they splash muddy water up on you. Feeling so fly.
Feeling so fly, feeling so fly, feeling so fly. This my lifestyle, this my lifestyle.
This my lifestyle.
Working, moving, sit down and listen.
I'm breathing, working, moving, sit down and listen for once. So you say, hey, you're working, you're moving, hey, just sit down, listen. I'm listening. We're the rain that pours after stagnant water rises up. Okay, we have a little explanation here. Stagnant water is used to describe someone who stayed in one field for a very long time, usually used negatively, as opposed to you were in a career for a long time, and that is awesome. There's that would be, I guess, we're the rain that pours after stagnant water dries up. That if you are stagnant, if you stay in one place in life for too long, everything dries up. And we're the rain that pours after stagnant water dries up. And I'm guessing they're going to allude to maybe a wadi. A wadi is a dried out riverbed. They usually, you see it in like the kind of northern Africa, the southern the Near East countries. Yeah, right. The wadi. I am forgetting what language wadi is. But the dry riverbed, and when these dry riverbeds have these sudden rainy downpours, they go through in the rainy season. It just you can get swept away. It comes so quickly. This huge downpour that fills these dry riverbeds, and because it's so dry that it doesn't seep into the ground, and all of that water is just channeled and flows. It doesn't soak into anything, and it's in this riverbed, so it's contained and just goes, and it sweeps stuff in its path if you're not careful. We change the world's standards. Yeah, I think they are referring to the wadi real quick. They're the dry riverbed. They're just sweeping things along, and they're changing the world's standards because the standards have been stagnant for so long. They have been so stagnant. And we're maybe getting back to the theme there of the social critique of standards being so entrenched, and they are hanging out for way too long. We need a little bit, we need a change. You know, we need things to start changing in our outlook on the world. We have a lot of, there's this, here's my social critique incoming, because I am kind of in that in-between generation. I am not of my parents' generation that are those, you know, the baby boomers. They had a lot handed, they don't think they had a lot handed to them, but they did, of, you know, that post-World War II boom that happened with the GI Bill and these suburbs being built and these huge public projects that were going on, and there was this desire, there was this kind of sentiment of just be happy that you have a job, just be happy that progress is being made, just live your life, you know, achieve, capitalism, you know, keep up with the Joneses. And now there is finally starting to be pushback on that, like 70-year-old, like not 70-year-olds people, but the 70, it's the time frame. It's been like a good 70 years of thinking like that, and that post-war sentiment, and we need to start washing that away. We're coming into a new era. You can't live in this new era. I mean, how many employers right now are doing a good job keeping a hold of employees when they have the attitude of, you should just be happy to have a job? It's not the way to do it anymore. And it's, yeah, so they are, and the music industry in general as well. little bit of a stagnant going on there, and they're mixing things up. I mean, look how multimedia they are. We see it in these teasers, in these MVs, where it's like they are combining everything. They're not just putting out albums, they are making some great cinematic music videos, and it'll be really interesting to see if they keep building on this. BTS is building on it a bit. They got their webtoons and they got all sorts of things that they're doing with multimedia content. So, Stray Kids, the rain that pours after a stagnant water dries up. They're changing the sound of K-pop a bit. You get drenched. Let's just go from here. We change the world's standards. You get drenched before you know it. Inhale fresh air instead of murky air. And yep, that's the water. You get drenched before you know it. It sweeps you away. That water just comes, takes you off. Inhale fresh air instead of murky air. Muddy water. Don't make the water murky and get lost far away. Don't make the water murky and get lost far away. Let me see the other translation. So the other translation is, don't get wet, get away from me. At least Changbin's lines here in the darker blue there. And yeah, that's basically saying, hey, muddy water, if you don't want to get wet, get out of the way. That's pretty much what that is saying there, that they're that water coming to wash everything away, and they're taking all the muddy waters with them. And if you don't want to get wet, get out of the river. If you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. Okay, Changbin. Muddy water, stagnant water, go away, going water. This is our flow, just step off the show. Again, yep, this is our flow, get out of the kitchen. Don't get stagnant, I said, and flow away. Like, don't get stagnant, keep flowing, I'm guessing is that thing. Muddy water, stagnant water, go away, going water. This is our flow. Yeah, no stagnant water, keep flowing. Chewing gum that lost all the sweetness, it just hurts my mouth, so I spit it out as if spitting out rap. Nice. Yeah, and that's kind of that same thing of the stagnant waters, and he's saying the same thing there of that you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again with that explanation of stagnant waters. You just keep doing the same thing. And chewing gum, what's the point of chewing gum that's lost its flavor except to just keep chewing? Give your mouth something to do, and you might as well just spit it out. That's what he said. It's just the same thing. It's gone bad. Even if I misstep, behave orderly, as if measured by a ruler. I'm gonna have to check out the other translation. So even if I misstep, behave orderly, as if measured by a ruler. I think I get that. Hang on. Okay, the other translation has it a little bit differently, but I want to get the next verse and see how this translates. As to you who is stinking, my spit on you is like Febreze. I was not expecting that based on the other translation. Even if I misstep. Or I think the other one was even if you misstep. Where is the Hangul here? My Hangul is not good enough to get pronouns quite yet, but we have different pronouns. Dude, the pronouns really matter. Like, if you're saying even if you misstep or even if I misstep, I don't know, it might be the same kind of concept, the same kind of concept no matter what the pronoun is, I or you. Behave orderly as if measured by a ruler. And the other translation was kind of like you are measuring your behavior by a ruler, it's like this kind of concept of being held within bounds. What exactly are you supposed to do? Kind of, again, that stagnant occupation that I'm supposed to do this, and then I'm supposed to do this, and then, oops, I misstepped, but wait, let me get the ruler back out, and like, where am I supposed to be? What is going on here? And that concept holds, whether it's you misstepping and trying to hold back and check out your, where you're supposed to be, am I doing this right? Where am I need to be? And judging somebody else, judging somebody like Changbin, even if he missteps, even if I misstep, like, my behavior is being measured by a ruler. There's this, again, back to the theme of societal expectations of you can't even misstep. Like, there's this ruler, and you are supposed to be in this box, and you are not supposed to go this far away from the line. You are supposed to stay within the lines, and if you, like, even if you make a mistake, even if you have an oopsie, we all have mistakes, and we're judged, though, so harshly by accidents, by mistakes, by things we don't mean to do. We trip, and we're human beings. We're gonna trip. But there's somebody out there with a ruler being like, okay, how far out of the line did you go? I was like, they were saying in another, I'm already forgetting, God, this is like going on 3 hours. They're saying, the toxic, they're talking about the social media, basically, and how things are toxic. People aren't kind anymore. Kindness is not trending, and people are just giant jerks online. And that kind of reminds me of that, that you have this little, you're expected to do certain things, and if you step out of line, there's a ruler applied to just how far you tripped. And is it too far out of line? Do we have to slap you, or is it just enough that we'll let you get away with it? And I was like, dude, I tripped. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Even if I messed up, behave orderly as if it, to you who is stinking, my spit on you is like Febreze. Let me be reminded of what the other translation was. Hang on. So yeah, it's kind of like the same thing without the Febreze reference. But yeah, this Hangul right here would be Febreze. That's yeah, right here, Febreze. I'm guessing that is like actual Febreze or perfume, probably even. All right. So, like, you stink. Stagnant water stinks. Like, if you've ever smelled a pool of genuinely stagnant water that has all, like, that algae growing on top of it and everything, it stinks. So, even something like spit is going to benefit it positively. Like, it stinks so bad that even you spitting on it, something that is usually considered dirty, is actually better than what is already there. Like, it's that bad. That's okay. So spitting on it is better than what it currently is. Okay. The rain that fell a long time ago is still stagnant. Yep. So once upon a time, it was fresh water. Once upon a time, it was fresh rain. But it has been so long that rain that genuinely used to be fresh. It used to be a fresh idea, a fresh something, a good occurrence, washing away of the old. It's been so long since that has fallen that has now become stagnant. Speed bump that makes us halt in our way. Okay, hang on. Creak, boring, tired again. Alright, yeah, okay, I get that. So we have the imagery of the stagnant water, that thing that is now, it's holding you back instead of being fresh and new. It is now a speed bump that is making the younger people who want to be fresh and new halt in their way. So we have this kind of imagery of that which used to be new has become old and is now holding the new back. Nice. Creak, boring, tired again. So yeah, the new saying the old, the speed bump. You want us to slow down. You want us, your stagnant pool is old, it's boring, it's tired. The new wants to move on. My feet are stuck on this floor like a sticker because it's gross and old. Yeah, gross and because the old is trying to hold you fast, and I don't know if we're relating back to that trap in Venom. The stagnant water is so stagnant. The murky culprits of water pollution. Yeah, that's stagnant. That could be a double, dude. That could definitely be a double. The stagnant water is so stagnant. Like, yeah, it's like really stagnant. The murky culprits of water pollution. And that they could be referring honestly to climate change. Like, dude, all them old people, they're like around. You get a lot of old people these days who are really concerned about climate change, but they're the ones who did it. But going back to the song and the stagnant water and the changing of things, like the people in the stagnant water are the culprits of the muddy water. It's when fresh water tries to come and flow, it's that stagnant, it's that murky culprits that are the cause of the fresh water not being fresh and new, because even the fresh is polluted with the old. Does that make sense? Evacuate quickly, flow away. We need to hurry up with the damage investigation. Let me see what else investigate. I don't know, that could totally make sense. I kind of want to still, let me check it out. One more verse. Everyone is an expert at avoiding. I don't know, they dumped the wrongdoings to us. Dude, yeah, this is total social critique again. Okay. Evacuate quickly, flow away. We need to hurry up with the damage investigation. Yeah, that's saying that. So we got the murky waters, we have the stagnant waters, and we have the new water coming in, and you have this period where the new is mixing with the old, and it's a murky, it's a muddy water, because the new hasn't been able to push the old out yet. So he's saying evacuate quickly, like get out of here quickly. The muddy water, flow away quickly, because we need to hurry up with the damage investigation. Like, we need to, like, once you leave the scene, once all the muddy waters, all that murkiness, all that old is washed away and the new has come, like, we need to take a step back now that you have left and see what kind of damage is done here. Like, what damage did you do that we need to repair? Okay. It's hard to see that damage sometimes when the old murkiness is still there. Everyone is an expert at avoiding. I don't know. They dumped the wrongdoings to us or on us. Come back. They're stubborn and impassable. It feels like I ate 100 sweet potatoes. So yeah, we're definitely getting all sorts of. I went too far again. We're definitely getting all sorts of critiques here. Everyone is expert at avoiding. And that is like political situational 101. You know, the politics in itself has stagnated, and it's that we've gotten to this point in a lot of places in the world. And you don't like have to get political. I'm just saying, like, even, yeah, I don't know if they're addressing climate change with all the water imagery here, but yeah, everyone is an expert at avoiding what is really going on in the world right now. Everyone is an expert at just like kind of passing the buck. And also, like, they dumped the wrongdoing onto us. And that's one of the things I have been so annoyed at with the older generation, my parents, and my generation too, because my generation is getting to the age where, I mean, I could be Ian's mom. Like, I am that old. That, like, we're starting to blame the younger people for things that we are selling them. It's like it's this weird thing that older people do. Older people design clothes for younger people, and then the older people tell the younger people how they're dressing slutty, or their clothing is so stupid. It's like, it's not a bunch of 20-year-olds that are designing this clothing. It's a bunch of 60-year-olds that are putting 20-year-olds in this clothes. And it's the same thing with climate change. You know, it's the older generation that has done this. It's the same thing with business, with everything. It's the older generations are the ones who put the younger generations in this situation to begin with, and then the older generations look at the younger generation like, what are you doing? Jeez, you are so entitled. You are so fill in the boomer tag here of you are so this younger generation. And they're like, dude, like, you put us here. Like, this is, like, we didn't arrive here. Like, you raised us here. Like, you raised us. You guys raised us. You guys gave us this world. You guys built this for us. Like, and you're dumping the wrongdoing on us. You're dumping on us that we are the problem. That the young people of this world are the problem. They're stubborn and impassible. It feels like I ate 100 sweet potatoes. I might have to check out, well, the 100 is right there. That's probably a pun or idiom that I'm not getting from the Korean. I ate 100 sweet potatoes. Let me check it out real quick. Yeah, that didn't help out. Leave it in the comments if that's like a saying. If that's a particular saying. I felt like I ate 100 sweet potatoes. You know, they're stubborn and impassible. It feels like I ate 100 sweet potatoes. Obviously, there is relating back to the people who are actually the ones to blame, the ones who are putting people in the situation, the murky waters, the stagnant waters. They're stubborn. They're impassible. They don't want to get out of the way. The old does not want to get out of the way for the new. It feels like I ate 100 sweet potatoes. Again, I'm not sure exactly what that means. Being stuffed with something that people are telling is good for you, maybe? Is that? I don't know. Look at them, lifting their heads high up. Dig everything with a shovel. Close the lid in a group. Ooh, more. Let me get another translation on this one. More social critique. Check out the next verse real quick. We'll make the streets clean. I'm in charge of cleaning today. Okay. Look at them lifting their heads high up. So we got this, you know, look at those people as stagnant waters, but they're all, you know, proud. They're all lifting their heads high up. And he's saying, dig with a shovel. Get down there. Close the lid in a group. Make the street clean. I'm in charge of cleaning today. And that's all right. That's, yeah, definitely more social critique. Yeah. Called clearing the swamp is something that both parties in the U.S. have said throughout the years. Dig everything with a shovel. Get all the murky, muddy water out of there. Close the lid. Put a lid as a group. Like, it doesn't just have to be one person. Just as a group, close that lid. Make the street clean. That's also uses gosh, that goes way back in U.S. Political terminology as well. I'm the street sweeper. You know, you'd have these political cartoons of the street sweeper. I'm cleaning the streets. I'm in charge of cleaning today. You know, I'm the one that's, hey, I'll take that on. I'll be in charge. I'll get this all cleaned up. This my lifestyle. Hey. Breathing, working, moving, sit down and listen for once. 우린 going, 우리 말은 후회. 내리는 빗물 바꿔 놓지 세상의 기준. 너도 모르게 흠뻑 젖지. 탁한 공기 대신 맑은 공기 섭취. 흙탕물. Body water. 흙탕물. 물을 잊지 말고 멀리 꺼져. 흙탕물. 고운 물은 가리 고운 water. This is our flow, just step off the show. 흙탕물. 머리 water. Yeah. So I don't think there's another verse. No. So I think, yeah, this album definitely has a theme to it. It feels like Stray Kids are stepping back into, kind of critiques on society. Like, they were doing that more in their like the Grow Up and all of that stuff, that District 9 even, you know, that's Miro, that, having to navigate life through a society that wants you to do a certain thing and you do not want to do that thing. You want to break out of that mold. It feels like they're kind of getting back to that critique and being a little bit more in your face. a little bit more, you are the muddy waters that need to be swept out. You need to be washed away so that the new can come in. And I like that they talk a lot in this album about, the concept of oddinary. The concept that it is ordinary to be odd. It is actually normal to not be society's expectation of normal. That the you inside there, that is the real you, that you feel like you need to bottle up because society says that is not acceptable. Like, you need to conform to this, and like, to a certain extent, in order to have an orderly society, we need rules and regulations so that a vast array of human beings can live together. I get that. We do need rules and regulations, so that we can live in community, but that doesn't mean conforming to, like, your own personal self to these standards that not rules and regulations, but society. There's a difference between having rules and regulations for orderly human behavior, like not robbing stores and hopefully not like yelling curses at people as you walk down the street, stuff like that. But there's also a different kind of social expectation on just the, hey, how are you? Doing fine, how are you? That's that kind of expectation of washing away the actual you, or just disguising the actual you and showing the world this face that the world wants to see, because the world doesn't care about you. I mean, that's kind of how it feels, right? Like, the world doesn't care, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm fine, how are you? And Stray Kids saying, yeah, that's the normal that everybody thinks is normal. And so everybody is hiding this inner self and thinking that that's not normal. And that is totally normal. We have gotten to the point where we think that being ourselves is not normal. And the thing is that we have also gotten to the point where it's like, you feel isolated and alone on that lonely street out there. You feel that being yourself is so isolating because being yourself is so abnormal. And it's like, no, that is actually the normal thing. Like, you being yourself is the normal thing. We've been like that as a society for ages and ages and ages. It's not like, be yourself. Stray Kids are trying to say, be yourself, let the monster out. They're trying to be the charmer and getting that dangerous you back out there. They are playing with snakes, man. They're admitting that they're saying, hey, yeah, we know it's a little bit dangerous to try to charm you out of that shell and be yourself, but worth it. All right, I have so many things to do. Oh, wow, and it is so early. I have been reacting for ages now. And it's not even 10 o'clock. Awesome. All right, I'm going to post this. Unedited. Just doing it. Because editing 3 hours worth of reaction? If you stuck with me this entire time, thank you so much. With all the ramblings included, and yeah. As new MVs come out, I am going to react to new MVs because, wow, did they do a fantastic job with the cinematics on it. They deserve all the praise. They're going to get to like 10 million by the end of the day, aren't they? Views on Maniac. That was crazy. I got up and it was already at 3.2 or something. Perfect. Ta-ta.